पुरुषो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रकरणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोध समये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये। बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमित्यन्तस्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये। विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वा एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये। भूरम्भांस्य नलो नीलोम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये। सर्वात्मत्वमिति सुतीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येतत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् इति दक्षिणामूर्ति सूत्र। Now we'll chant Gita Dhyanam and then go into Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Puranam Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandathami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravinda Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mritaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsasudhir Bhokta Dugdam Vitamritam Vahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Ishmadrona Tata Jayadhrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Bahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Gora Makara Duryodhana Vartinim Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha Parasharya Vachasarojamamalam Gitartha Gandotkatam Nana Kyanaka Kesaram Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpatairaharaha Vepiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramो Panishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyana Vastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atma Sanyogo Nama Shashtodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. We are going to read from verse number 40. I'll read it slowly. Break it up. Please read it with me. Chant it with me. And get used to the verse. They are good reflective verses. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Partha Naivehana Mutra. Partha Naivehana Mutra. Vinashastasya Vidhyate. Vinashastasya Vidhyate. Whole line. Partha Naivehana Mutra. Vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krit kaschit nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati durgatim tata gacchati. Whole line. Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Whole verse. Shri Bhagavan uvacha पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्त्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति. Once more. Shri Bhagavanuvacha पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्त्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति. So Krishna says, we'll see the background, but just first see the word meaning. Hey Partha, he is addressing Arjuna. Tasya, for that Purusha. Acha, na iha, not here. Na amutra, not elsewhere. Okay. Vinasha, na vidyate. There is no vinasha, destruction for such a person, either here or elsewhere. Who, which person? One who is, na, he, hey pyare, tat, tat, hey dear one, kaschit kalyanakrit. Even if this person has done a little bit of good, kaschit kalyanakrit, durgatim na gacchati. He does not have bad results ever. It's a very powerful verse. So what prompted Krishna to say this? Let's quickly have a look. The previous verses till 40, yeah, just before 40. After listening to dhyana, particularly nididhyasanam for reinforcing the knowledge aham brahmasmi. For reinforcing the knowledge aham brahmasmi, I am that conscious being. I am akarta, abhokta, avikaraha, akriyaha, shuddha bodha swarupoham kevaloham sadashivaha. Your swarupa was revealed to you by Lord Krishna, the ultimate teacher. He revealed the swarupa to you. And he said, this conscious being does not require to do anything to discover happiness in himself. You are missing the happiness, the happy self. You are missing your Ananda Swarupam because of ignorance. A little bit of background, okay? That I am is never in doubt. That I exist is Swata Siddham. Swata Siddham. I know it instinctively. It is aparoksham. I know it immediately. That I am, I don't have to check. I don't ask somebody and say, do I exist? That I am is never in doubt. But what I am is a problem. This Aham Atma Brahma expresses itself through this body-mind sense complex. Because it expresses itself by the body, through the body-mind sense complex, there is an anyonya ashraya. The body-mind sense complex assumes a certain chaitanyam. It becomes enlivened. And the Chaitanya Tattvam assumes the mortality of the body-mind sense complex. And Aham Atma, looking at the body, concludes I am mortal, I am limited. And this is not acceptable. And the struggle is to get out of this limitation. That struggle to get out of limitation through a process of becoming is called samsara. Through a process of becoming. I want my body to become better. I want my intellect to become better. I want my financial position to be better. I want to have better relationships and contacts. I want more packages and labels. So through the process of becoming, I am trying to become better and better. The struggle is also called samsara. Vedanta comes and tells you, hey, let me hold up a mirror. Let me hold up a mirror. You have only assumed mortality. You are not mortal. You have to discover it. For discovering it, ignorance, the solution for ignorance is knowledge. Jnanameva moksha. For freedom from this conclusion, freedom from the smallness that I've imposed on myself is called moksha. It happens by knowledge. It's not an event, it's not an experience. But then Krishna introduced in chapter 3, he told us what kind of preparatory sadhana is necessary. You have to do karma yoga, you have to do upasana, so that this instrument of knowing, this instrument of knowledge gets what is called this, this patrata, to hold this and retain this knowledge. This was the background. And he talked about how you have to repeatedly reinforce nididhyasanam. You have to do Atma Swarupa Rupa Abhyasa. You have to send it. I am Atma Swarupam. Aham Atma Swarupam. Aham Ananda Swarupam. You have to reinforce that. And that's more important than all the activities. This was told. Now Arjuna has a doubt, which all of us have. For example, many of us have been told it's also a conclusion. Vedanta takes the competitive edge out of me. I have a lot of youngsters come to my class. Some of them are MBAs and engineers. Somebody told them, you go and study Vedanta with that fellow. So yes, what's wrong with that fellow? He said, no, that fellow is retired. He has nothing more to do. He has made a neat nest egg to take care of his financial requirements. So he comes and tells you, don't do all this, don't do all this. This is a conclusion, this is a real story, okay? People come and tell you, he's settled. So he has nothing else to do. He takes up your time in the evening and tells you that actually you have to do nothing. It takes away your competitive edge. In today's business, you can't follow perfect tactics and things like that. But would you like somebody else to be unethical to you? This is the problem. So this person has a doubt, serious doubt. He comes and asks the teacher, sir, you are telling me this is a matter of knowledge. We have to do nididhyasana. We have to study for a length of time, systematically, regularly, consistently, under an what do you call, a competent acharya. You must be committed. You must have the vairagya to wheel away from things of adharma and things like that. You should not have what do you call, binding raga dvesha. Sir, does it not make me an uncompetitive person? At the end of the day, I have neither achieved there, and suppose what you told me doesn't work. I am also not a jnani, I have also not achieved there. अर्थक कामा में भी पीछे रह गए और आत्म विद्या में भी पीछे रह गए. उभय विभ्रष्टः, ना इधर के ना उधर के, neither here nor there. Is it not? Is it not the problem? Okay. So this is our Laukika expression. The teacher also gives you another expression, which is the Vaidika expression. The Vaidikas, people who follow the Vedic heritage, are expected to do a lot of karma, ritualistic, fire rituals and other rituals. And it is said, these rituals, they earn you a lot of punyam. And having got punyam, you will ascend to Swargaloka. and other such lokas. There are 7 lokas there. Bhuva, Suva, like that. 7 lokas are there. You will ascend to those lokas. Whereas moksha is here and now. You don't have to go to any loka. You can reduce those kamya karma, rituals for going to Swarga Loka here and there. You can reduce those pursuits, shloka, and all those things, and pursue more of Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya, what is Atma Vidya? Shravana, Manana under a competent teacher for a length of time consistently, regularly. You have to devote time. Okay, Atma Vidya. And what have you got to do? You have to have Vairagya towards the Pancha Anatma. That means you wind down from clinging attachment to Pancha Anatma. What of them? My body, my mind, body, mind, sense complex. Then my family, my possessions, my profession. So I live a I don't live a life pursuing money and things like that, pursuing contacts. My WhatsApp had 3,000 contacts. I don't do all that. I cut out and come out of the groups. I become a quieter kind of person. This is preparation for Atman. And the teacher comes and he says, Krishna, let's imagine this scenario, hypothesis. Suppose you are in a war situation. You are fighting a war right now. And I'm going to fight Bhishma, Drona, and all these characters. If I get killed, what will happen? I have not done any of these rituals. So Swargaloka is gone. And I have also not properly assimilated your teaching. So moksha is also not there. Ubhaya vibhrashta. I lose this. Don't want to end up like Trishanku hanging upside down, neither Swargaloka nor Bhuloka. Genuine, huh? The doubt is genuine. I don't want to end up here. Let's come closer to our lives. There are a lot of people who attend these satsanga. Some of them are into an active social life, very active social life. There is one person, who loves his social life and what goes with the social life, partying and things like that. So honestly, he came and told me, look, I lead a life which is full of party, sharpy and things like that. My mind doesn't apply for this. But once when I listen to you, it seems to make sense. But I'm not able to come away from the party life. I do have a little, I have this party in short evenings out and then all those things I do. According to you, that is Papa Karma. Socializing, drinking, all those things, Papa Karma I do. I do a business in which I have to cut corners. I have to. So, suppose I listen to you and start becoming a good man. I run business ethically. My business will come down. Fellow is a practicing lawyer. Okay. Meghna, not you. Practicing lawyer. So I will have to do certain things and things like that. Therefore, that clientele will come down. And what if your thing also doesn't work? I would have neither achieved financially, nor would I have achieved here. I'll become a ubhaya vibhrashtaha. For such a person, kam gati. What is the gati? What is his lot? And this samshaya, this doubt, etan me samshayam, previous verse, Krishna, chetum, chetum means destroy completely. Ched kar dena, okay. You alone, chetum asheshataha, destroyed completely. Okay. You alone have the arhasi, you alone have the, what do you call, the eligibility to address this. Tvadanya, other than you, asya samshaya, cheta nahi upapadyate. There is no other person other than you to address this doubt of mine. This is called teacher ko maska lagana. Sir, who else but you can explain? This is what it is. And Krishna answers him. Krishna says, Hey Partha, for the kaschit kalyana kriti, for the person who has done a little bit of punyam, we'll see that a little more in detail. A person who has done a little bit of punyam, na iha, na amutra, vinasha is possible. He does not come to grief. How it is, let us see, okay? Let us see what the teacher has to say. Lot of notes written, sorry. Read it out from home. Here we are, yeah. Yeah. So the teacher says, so this person's doubt is, I will become a ubhaya viprashta. I will use both the words. So to which Krishna answers. Okay, let's look at the answer. Let's see how the answer evolves. See, all types of spiritual sadhana, will give you two types of results. Okay. One, jnana yogyata prapti. Okay, it will give you jnana yogyata prapti. And it will also give you a lot of punyam. Okay. And this punyam, what attending this, the moment you come to a Vedanta session, you get punyam. You come to Vedanta only after substantial punyam. After aneka koti janma in your life, you come to a guru. And for getting a guru, Ishvara Anugraha alone gives you a guru. Guru Kripa alone, Guru alone can unfold the Shastra as a pramana to you. Guru and Shastra together alone can give you moksha. It takes a lot of punyam to reach this point. So having reached this point, you have collected a lot of punyam. Okay? That student is being, hey, dear one, don't worry. You have collected a lot of punyam. Okay, what is the kind of punyam? That's not explained. It's explained in the Bhashya in certain section. It is not in the verse proper. But let me say, what is the punyam? Now, suppose one punyam you get. You have taken dip in the sacred bodies all over the world. I don't know about the world. Starting from Kailasha to Kanyakumari, if you have taken a dip in all the holy waters, so Kailasha, Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Tungabhadra, Mahanadi, then all those come right down. Right down. Even Kuvam is actually a Punya Ganga. We have made it what it is to. So if you have taken a dip in all this and then end it up, you have to start in Manasarovar and end it in Rameshwaram. You have taken a dip in these holy waters. You will accumulate a lot of punya. These punya are like getting a visa for going to Swarga. Stamped. Okay. Then you have given a lot of charity. Among the charity, you have given Bhudanam. You have donated fertile land. You have donated Bhudanam. Then you have done 1,000 yagam. One yaga is becoming a big thing today. 1,000 yaga phalam you will get. Then samasta devata aradhana you have visited all the tirtha sthalam possible. Samasta devata aradhana you have done. And you have performed Pitru karma and done Pitru Uddharanam. So this bundle, 5 pancha bundle you have done. This will give you a lot of punyam. The teacher says, whatever punyam you get out of this 5 plus something you will get if you do 1 shana Vedanta vichara. You have listened to a teacher? Sit back and say, I am a conscious being. My nature is limitless Ananda. I am Purnam. I lack nothing. I am all pervading as space. Time and space are in me. If you do this vicharam, 1 shana, all the 5 bundle punya will complete. So therefore, having got so much punyam, you will not get an inferior birth. So let's look into that. It is said that when the outer layer, falls, there are 3 layers. Outer layer is called Sthula Shariram falls. You have Sukshma Karana Sharira bundle. This Sukshma Karana Sharira bundle, we'll see later which Devata will take it where. This bundle will be taken to Pitraloka, other lokas, Swargaloka. It will enjoy a lot of facilities. Okay. And then Shine Punye, after all the Punyam is exhausted, it will come back to Marthya Loka. It will take another birth. The chances are you could be born, one could be born in any yoni. Maybe a worm, maybe a plant, maybe anything. But he says, the teacher says, having done a little bit of vicharam of aham brahmasmi, you will not get an inferior birth at all. You will get a human birth. Please understand this. This is a huge advantage. So let's look at it. We are now studying Vedanta under a competent guru. And we are studying it for a length of time. This is talk number 105. We are completing chapter 6 shortly. Next week, we'll complete chapter 6. Pratama Shatkam of the Bhagavad Gita will be completed. We must have been yoga brashta in the previous birth. That's why we have got Vedantam from gurus, accomplished masters. So he says, please, your current janma is Insa Punya janma. And you have got this. So therefore, there is no loss. Now vinashyati. You will become a uttama adhikari in your next janma. So, he Partha, naiva iha na amutra tasya vinasha na vidyate. It is not possible. Kalyana kriti, through whatever good religious karma punya can give you, much more than that, Vedanta vicharam will give you. This is what the teacher drives home. Okay, let's see in the next few verses what the teacher has to say. Clear so far? So we don't lose out. So let's see how it is. Teacher. That's what I say. Come to Vedanta, you won't lose. You know what you won't lose out? There will be a certain quality of inner composure in your life. Come what may. Whatever be the challenge in your life, there will be an inner composure. My teacher calls it inner leisure. You can't be shaken. Even if you are rocked, you will have this. What? So what? Even now, you don't have to go to Swargaloka. Even now, 6 chapters incomplete, you will still have this inner composure. It's an assurance, not from Krishna. Okay? Let's see verse number 41. Prapya punyakritan lokan. Prapya punyakritan lokan. Ushitva shashvati samaha. Ushitva shashvati samaha. Full line. Prapya punyakritan lokan. Ushitva shashvati samaha. Suchinam srimatam gehe. Suchinam srimatam gehe. Yoga brashto bhijayate. Yoga brashto bhijayate. Full line. Suchinam srimatam gehe. Yoga brashto bhijayate. Whole verse. Prapya punyakritan lokan. Ushitva shashvati samaha. Suchinam srimatam gehe. Yoga brashto bhijayate. What is the meaning? Yoga brashta purush. One who has yoga, who has, let's say, fallen. Okay, one who has fallen from grace. Yoga brashta purushaha. Punya kritam. Okay, lokan. So, even if you have fallen, the punya of attending Vedanta Vichara or Vedanta sessions will take you to higher lokas, Swarga lokas. Okay? And in those Swarga lokas, Ushitva, having lived in the Swarga loka, okay, Samaha, for a long period of time, Tashwati Samaha, solid enjoyment, not sitting in the corner, actually in the thick of enjoyments. You will get better Sharira, you will get a better capacity to better sense organs, better expanded mind. Okay, maybe more attractive personality, who knows? So, all that after having enjoyed all this, you will be reborn because that is that all those places, Swargaloka and all are only tourist centers. You can't stay there permanently. Permanent resident, PR is not given there. You will have to, they will only stamp the visa and say out. Shine Punya, once your heavenly dollars are exhausted, you will be sent back. Okay? So, having lived and enjoyed, what will happen? You will be reborn. Where will you be reborn? You will be reborn. Shuchinam grihe. Shuchinam gehe. In the house of people who have proper samskaras. Okay. People who have value. People who have spiritual values. To be born in India, Bharatavarsha. To be born in the Vedic heritage. Okay, this I want to say something very, very simple. It happened today. Today is our Navavarsha, Shobhakrita Navavarsha. For a lot of Tamils and Vaishaki for a lot of people tomorrow, Vishu tomorrow. There is a child, 4-year-old child, my grandchild. She comes home in the afternoon. She has a packet. She opens the sweet basket packet and she says, Tata, for you. Then she goes to my wife and says, Pati, for you, for her mother. Then she says, Tata, I also gave to Umaji. So there is an altar at home. She has picked up one. She has put one piece in the feet of the picture of Ishvara there. They said, who gave you the idea? They said, I saw Pati do all this. So this morning, like they put all those things, fruits, kani, and all those things, nevedya. And the child has observed. This is called a samskara. You go to the temple, the child will hold its hands. You give it a gift, the child will fall. You don't even have to tell, the child will fall at the feet. I don't know these days, if you cross a temple, why one temple you cross a church, or most Hindus will do this. I don't know what this means and where I got it from. Maybe clean expressions. They do this. They do this. This is called, you will be born in a house with proper samskara. Now, let's look at a little into karma. We need to understand karma properly. Whenever things go wrong, is a karma here. It's even good fortune is karma. Understand that. I am able to do online with a modern device and things like that in a comfortable looking apartment. All karma. This is punya karma. Prarabdha punya karma. There is also prarabdha papa karma. Prarabdha papa karma. Both these things will happen to you. Mixed. Mishra phalam will keep coming. So there are prarabdha karma. What has fructified and come now is called prarabdha karma. The fixed deposit which has matured today is called prarabdha karma. There is no escape from prarabdha karma. Okay, there is no escape. Everything is covered by prarabdha karma. What knocks you got in life, the shape of your nose, the color of your eyes, the complexion, your gender, your age, your children, your husband, your spouse, your in-laws, mother-in-law, all prarabdha karma. For the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, all prarabdha karma only. Your car driver, your bay, kamwali bai, everything. Missing the Bandra, Kurla, local, everything is prarabdha karma only. We should have a little color also. Okay. Now, it's prarabdha karma. What you do today is called agami karma. There are two portions of agami karma. What I do today has two portions. One part of agami karma will join the current prarabdha. Okay. Now, suppose I do some mischief. I will not have to wait for another janma to be hauled in by the police. It will be done today itself. So, one part of agami karma will join the present prarabdha, and the second part of the karma will join sanchita karma. I am also having a huge unmatured deposit. Some goes to that sanchita karma, some will join the present prarabdha. Okay? The second, and this PK will continue till death. Only after completion of this PK, outer layer will fall. Okay? Whatever cannot be done here will be carried forward. 31st March carried forward to April 1st. Now the next prarabdha, next janma is carved out of my sanchita karma. The next physical body, a little bit of understanding. What happens is the outer layer falls. So two layers will remain. The two layers will get what is called a seed body. The seed body, this 2 and 3 plus a seed body will travel to all the lokas. Whatever lokas, niche, upar, okay, it will travel to all the lokas. And then it will come down to bhuloka as what? As rains, parjanya. Parjanya, then it will grow up as crops. Crops will be eaten by man, all living animals, everybody, man, women, everybody eat that. So this seed body falls into a crop. The crop grows. It's eaten by a man, it's eaten by a woman. There sambhoga, there is a certain conjoining take place. Then the new body is born. This is how it is explained. This is how the prakriya is explained. So it takes time. After going through several stages, it becomes a functional body. Okay, this PK, prarabdha karma, carries the jiva. Okay, this is how we have to understand. The prarabdha karma will take this jiva to the next birth, next place. So if I have done Vedanta Vichara on the fall of this body, B2 and B3 will be impelled towards a location, a place where Vedanta Vichara takes place. Let's understand this clearly. We don't even have to wait for body to fall. Let's say we are doing these classes regularly. Okay. You get transferred. Before the coming of these devices, you get transferred. You go to relocated. When I got relocated from one center to another, you know what's the nearest? I said, is there some satsang operating somewhere? You don't look for Saturday clubs, you don't look for Friday clubs and things like that. Is there a satsang operating? Now on online, we have got so many. You are showing inclination to join some group, some inclination not to join some group. So many have shown the inclination to join this group, join the satsanga. Some people say we want to continue in the morning also because we are getting reinforcement of what we study. So this, in one of the earlier verses, Krishna said, Na iha abhikrama nasha, anasha asti. In the same way, kalyana krit kaschit vinasha will not happen. Having it's something like that. My guru used to tell me, once Vedanta touches you, remember you are touched forever. This is how it happens. So this is how it happens. So now the spiritual karma. What is the spiritual karma? Vedanta Vichara. Vedanta Vichara will become Shubha Vasana. And you will be inclined to listen to Vedanta, chanting, bhakti, and finer things of life like learning classical music, fine arts. Your mind will be inclined towards these refinement, which will refine you even more. Okay. So it says, Suchina, you will be born in an appropriate family. Dharmic people, not dharmic people struggling for food. Who is Suchinam? People who have adequate resources also. People who have adequate resources. They don't have to beg around for food. You don't have to compromise and say, only if I do some puja today, I'll get pani. Nothing. You will be born in a prosperous family. You will be born in a prosperous family with appropriate spiritual values. Okay. And then you will have lots of opportunities for doing karma yoga and upasana. And the family will have values, both secular, religious, and spirituality. So please understand, to be born in Bharatavarsha as a Sanatani in the Vedic heritage tells you that you have done lots of punya, kalyana krita. You are all kalyana krita. And because of that kalyana krita, Ishvara Anugraha is there. Ishvara Anugraha has brought a guru into your life. The guru has brought Shastra into your life. Assured Atma Jnanam you will get. You will get Atma Jnanam, no escape. Already have. It only has to be reinforced. You have Atma Jnana. When I say you are a conscious being, you say, yes, much mein aata hai. I'm able to appreciate. But I'm not able to appreciate all the time. Especially when I get this Bandra Kurla local, when I get this Konimar. Little bit of Bombay, okay? Okay, you will be born. Okay, Shri Mata, prosperous families will be born. That is, understand a combination of people with faith and prosperity. Shraddha and Shri Mata. See, in Bhagavan's Vishnu, Sri Devi, Bhudevi, one stands for Shraddha, the other stands for prosperity. That's why Vaikuntha Vasa. Okay. So 41. Let's look at 42. We'll try and complete 44. I'll try next two also. Okay. Athava yoginameva. Athava yoginameva. Kule bhavati dhimatam. Kule bhavati dhimatam. Etad durlabataram. Etad durlabat. Wait 1 minute. Ah, etat durlabataram loke janma yadidrisham etedhi durlabataram loke janma yadidrisham. So whole verse. अथवा योगिनाम एव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद् दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्. Once more. अथवा योगिनाम एव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद् दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्. So अथवा, what is the alternative? Srimata, Dhimatam, Dhimatam, Yoginam, highly qualified yogis. You will be born in such families. Eva. In such kulas you will be. Imagine born in the Rishi Kula. Okay? For people who have been initiated into the thread, you do something called Abhibhate. Remember, recall? What does it tell you? You are born from Dhimatam Kula. I say, Abhibhate, Bhargava Vita, Vyasa Veda, Satraya Rishaya, Pravaranvita, Badula Gotra, Apastamba Sutra, Yajushaka Dhyayi. This is my Kula. I am born of Rishis. I come from exalted Rishi families. Please, you are blessed. Let's not for one moment deny it. Okay, some people do not have this pravaram. I have not been in this. People have called me that I am not a. This I don't know where this came from, upper caste to lower caste. A curse which has been passed on by somebody to us. There is no upper caste, there is no lower caste. If you don't have a pravaram, you know who's the origin? You have Sadashiva as your origin. You simply don't bother to write down all the details. You say, look, I come from Sadashiva. You have Sadashiva as origin. So there are some people, they'll say, what's your Gotram? Shiva Gotram. Mahavishnu Gotram. This is our origin. Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. Imagine you say, I am from Shiva Gotram. Dakshinamurti is your ancestor. What low caste, high caste? Bakwas hai. Unadulterated bakwas. Because of some expediency, some people play on this game. All this didn't start until 1854. Then got established in 1901. So after 122 years of this is going on. Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam. And remember, etat is durlabhataram. It is not easy. It is not a joke. Okay. On completion or part completion of Jnana Yoga, this person is born in a family that pursues Jnana Yoga. We have Swami Dayananda Saraswati was born in a family. His younger brothers, nephews. Just imagine the good fortune. They're born in Shankara's family. What a good fortune. So you say, I am from Kaladi, what a good fortune. Somebody says, I'm related to Swamiji and Dayananda. What a good fortune. So the family will have, such background. You will be born into such families. Okay. And this is, Kula Jayate. You are born in such families with such erudition, scholarliness, values. Some elderly person will say, you're going to work. Yeah, I'm going to work. Apply a little vibhuti and go. Some elder will say, I got an appointment letter, Pa. Tata, preferably. Grandpa, I got first put it at the feet of the Lord. Take it. I bought a new phone. Put it there. Getting married, your Mangalya, put it at Goddess' feet and then take it out. Look at the culture which has come. Okay, this is verse number 42. Let's go to verse number 43. Tatra tam buddhi sanyogam tatra tam buddhi sanyogam labate paurvadehikam labhate paurvadehikam. Whole line. Tatra tam buddhi sanyogam labhate paurvadehikam yatate cha tato bhuyah yatate cha tato bhuyah samsiddhau kuru nandana samsiddhau kuru nandana. 44 also we'll read. Purvabhyasena tenaiva Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate ह्यवशोऽपि सः ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्द ब्रह्माति वर्तते शब्द ब्रह्माति वर्तते. Two verses we'll read together. तत्र तं बुद्धि संयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्द ब्रह्माति वर्तते. So quick look at these two verses. Tatra, there, tam paurvika deham, because of the sadhana done in the previous verse, buddhi sanyogam, you will readily absorb certain values. Hey, what is Ramana Maharshi? What's his background? One fine morning, Arunachala reached. So see, so Paurva Devikam, the karma that was done in the previous Janma, it carries on. And you will have a certain inclination towards this. You will not say it all sounds okay. In the Kata, these days you'll have come many. You won't have such thoughts. You won't have such thoughts. You will perhaps reword it and say, I am not able to understand it. All this is useless, sir. It won't work. You will not have. And let me tell you one more thing. When you come in contact with a Mahapurusha, okay, people who have experience with Mahapariva of Kanchi, people personally experience with Swami Dayananda Saraswati and many of his students. When they look at you, there will be a certain tejas in their looks. They will look at you steadily. They are able to see your samskara. Smile. My first meeting with Swami Dayananji, he beckoned to me. Said, yes, Swami. He said, close all these book-stalls before I come, okay? I want you to sit and listen to me. After I go, you run this bookstall. I was managing the bookstall when Swamiji's yajna was going on. He beckoned me. Then as he was leaving, he used to look at me and say, come to where I am staying. We will talk. Just look at, there is a certain affection. Where does this affection come from? Purva Janma Samskara will come. The Guru will recognize you. Okay? And person who yatataha, one who has this. Okay? Yatate. Okay, one who does this yatanam. Okay. He labate, he gets this. Okay. He gets this again. Some siddhau, the siddhi of God, it continues. Okay, hey Kuru Nandana, please understand what culture you come from. You are Indra Putra. Look at your father, look at your grandfathers. Your origins are in Vyasa. This is your origin. So don't lose heart. What will happen? Nothing will happen. You will continue. Now that this is all there. A simple example. After this Provident Fund and things like that have been electronically linked, all you will get is one UDI. Okay? Or UID. Unique identity you will get. or you will get a permanent account number. Wherever you go, or your Jadagam will come. That's what you have to do. These days, you don't have to fill up anything. You write your name. You just have to hover your, what is that, mouse on that spot. Your name will flash. Or you have to put one letter, the name will flash. And as you go down, telephone number, email ID automatically defaults. Your address defaults. Your interest and taste and everything, what income tax you paid, everything you defaults. You only have to hit submit button. It is like that. It will be defaulted in your next janma. Please understand. And he says, the next one, he says, Saha, that person, Avashaha. Okay. He has already developed certain values. He will not do certain things. He will just not do. I'm sure some of you have traveled abroad. And if you are a person who is committed to one kind of food, you will say, no, I'll manage with yogurt and something, but I will not eat that kind of. I'll manage. I'm not going to die. I'll have a good breakfast and then manage with something else for the rest of the day. This vasana will continue. Because of what? Purva Jasena. Because of all the punya karma that you have done. Lesha Vedanta Vichara you have done, it will carry you forward. Purva Bhyasena. It attracts you. What attracts you? Satkarma will attract you. Satsanga will attract you. You will go. See, I don't know, people who are staying in Chennai would have gone into one Kalyana Mandapam in Adayar area. A lot of people who go to the Kalyana Mandapam, then they go and say, hey, there's a nice satsang hall nearby. You will get attracted to that. This is a beautiful thing. There is a Navagraha. You are attracted, which others have not noticed, you will notice. And how it will be? Jigyasu. Rapi. So you will have the right kind of jigyasa. Now, there are two kinds of jigyasa. One asking questions so that you like to hear your own voice. And let me see if the teacher knows. Another thing is, I'm sorry, I don't know. I would like to know. You explain, Swamiji. You explain, sir. Let me listen. Let me check whether my understanding is okay. With this kind of, that humility, and this will, okay. And this inclination, this jigyasa, that akarshana toward Brahma Vidya will weaken other pursuits. Let's understand one something. It doesn't make you less ambitious. It doesn't make you less competitive. You need not be less of financial. But there will be a value in you which will say, I want to, it doesn't matter how much I earn, but it's very important how I earn. This value will grow on you. I know a young man who studies Vedanta with me. Very competitive, doing very well at a very young age. He says, in my work nature, I am required to give somebody pink slips. Is it not adharma? What a question! I feel hurt when I do this. See, you are inclined not to hurt people. How many times when somebody says, oh, I don't want to see the hurt that's going on. Sensitivity grows on you. This is the blessing. Therefore, there is no fall whatsoever. That's what he assures. The next three verses, 45, 46, 47, Krishna will lead us to the end of this Dhyana Yoga. And with this, we don't end anything. We have completed study of the Pratama Shatka. Bhagavad Gita is studied, divided into 3 Shatka. Shatka means 6 chapter lots. 1 to 6 is Pratama Shatka, where Jiva Swarupa is unfolded. Then 7 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 chapters. You will have what is called Madhyama Shatkam, in which Ishvara Swarupa is unfolded. Then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, Charama Shatkam, the Aikyam is unfolded. With great good fortune alone, Satpurushas come into our life, people with values come into our life and have made this possible. We started it at home, but then when all these restrictions came, the people who have organized this for me, week after week without fail, this is available, it is live streamed, and in 1 hour's time, it will be on YouTube. Great punyam. So we look forward to completing the first Shatkam, Pratama Shatkam. After that, I will do a summary of all 6 chapters for you. We will reinforce the learning in the first 6 chapters and move on to chapter 7, Ishvara Swarup. And for people who can spare the time, don't think because you're not able to spare the time, you have done less punya or something. You've done lots of punya. This itself is wonderful. If you can spare the time, if you have the time and have the inclination, you could join us for our morning Nidadhyasana from Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 7:15, where these ideas, Mahavakyas, are reinforced for you to get into your system. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta skino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalini desho yam shobharahitah brahmana santu nirbhaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma sadgamaya तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो बजरंग बली की जय हो पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो May Krishna abide in you. May Krishna be in your lives. May you abide in the knowledge. We'll meet Friday next. Om.
Thank you very much.